Hey guys, what is going on? It's kcosmic here. Hope you're all having a wonderful day and welcome to the video. Today's video is going to be about COD Mobile Zombies. As we all know, we got COD Mobile last year, which was COD on a phone, pretty much, right? You get the premise of it. It's like how Fortnite kind of did their thing with bringing Fortnite to a phone, and they did the whole crossplay thing, but what COD did was just make a separate own phone game where they could put all their microtransactions in and DLC and things like that. And before COD Mobile was released, we had early gameplay of zombies we looked like in the game mode, where it showed us kind of parts of transit and how the game would work, and there'd be sort of raids, stuff like that. Unfortunately, when the game came out, it wasn't there, but they did add it in later on. Now, when they added it in, we got Shinonuma. For those of you who don't know, it was in World at War Black Ops 1, and then it also got remastered for Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles. And then this came with the normal survival mode, and they also had a raid sort of mode where you go 10 rounds and then you'd fight a boss. If I remember correctly, there was difficulty settings you could change it to, so you get one boss who did it on easy and another boss who did it on hard, and you got rewards for it. And for the survival mode, there was a time counter, and that's the one thing I can remember from that, and that kind of demotivated people to play the game. But regardless from that, the game looked like it had a lot of potential, where it could be somewhere we get zombie maps on the off-season when we're playing zombies when Black Ops Cold War comes out, or just zombies in general. When we weren't getting maps, you could probably get some maps through there. Something to play around for a few days, and you could play it anywhere you wanted to, as it is on mobile. Or you could play it on your PC, so it sounded great, best of both worlds, right? Then later on, they actually went off and cut the zombie game mode out of the game completely, because it failed to reach Activision's quality standards. Now, I don't really see what they mean by that. This game seemed pretty solid when it came out, for a mobile game at least. Maybe they weren't making enough money off it, and that's why they wanted to kind of bring it back and work on it even more. When it did happen and it got removed, the publisher said the game mode could return in the future, so we kept hope for the longest time that it would return. But as we've seen, there's been how many battle passes now? I think it's been like 9 or something, 9 seasons of content in the game, which is amazing for the people that play the game. But the zombie community that like the game, obviously they're probably craving a bit more mobile zombies, because it was a very interesting and unique idea. But now we have information regarding a statement that Chris Plummer, for those of you who don't know, is Activision's VP of Mobile, has actually told GameStop that there is an improved version of the zombies expected to make a comeback at some point. So obviously this is great news for zombie people, because we haven't had a new map in so long, and this could possibly come out before Cold War comes out, so it gives us a little bit of content to play with until Cold War came out. Chris goes on to say this: Zombies was a limited time mode that ran for a few months. We're discussing the player feedback from the first event, and it is our intention to make future improvements to the zombies before reintroducing it. He also goes on to say that we have our other limited time modes that we want players to experience too. So this could mean that they want to take zombies away for a bit so that they could add in sort of new modes and things to multiplayer and the battle royale in that game, just for players to experience. He also then says, we know that our players really enjoy new ways to play. I just want to say something. Where's all this sort of like, you know, the player base is important now for Black Ops 4. I mean, having something like this where they actually gave us feedback on why the game mode isn't in the game anymore, or I mean for Black Ops 4 for instance, they could say that they were going to try and make improvements because they know that people didn't like the HUD or the perk system or things like that. Just communication in general would have been great at the time. We would have probably softened the blow of a lot of the problems in Black Ops 4. But moving back to the topic at hand, I want to talk about improvements that they could bring to the zombies game mode on mobile. So these are just going to be kind of off the top of my head and things that I can kind of remember from the game mode that I think they should definitely improve on. One thing being that it needs to be a bit more stable. Now, to be fair, it was a lot more stable than Black Ops 4, so that's saying something, right? There wasn't a lot of problems with the game not really working well and things like that, but the game mode just in general felt a wee bit clunky and kind of unpolished. Now, this could be down to it being a mobile game, and I will say this, it is very impressive. Like, just being like that in a state form that we played, it's very impressive to have that on a mobile device, and it definitely captured the feel of zombies. But I would really like them to try and improve that if they could. Next thing I would really want them to work on are the weapons and overall systems in the game. So we have a perk system in the game, which is fine, that they don't have to touch that, but then they also have that equipment box. If you remember, you could power up your character by unlocking coins, I think, and then, you know, you get more damage and things like that. I think what they really need to do is make it a bit more simpler for the players, or make it more appealing to use it. Make it like a bubblegum machine or something like that. And on the topic of damage, I think the weapons were severely underpowered. I think they definitely need to go back in there and give the weapons a wee bit of a buff. We don't want these Black Ops 1, Black Ops 4 weak weapons. We want some strong weapons. So I think that would definitely be interesting and good if they could go back and sort out the weapons. As far as anything else goes, I think the main thing would be to get rid of that timer for rounds, because I don't want to be limited to the amount of time I have in a like high round run. They said they kept it in for stability, and that's fair enough, but if there was any way to make it so that I could play longer, that would be amazing. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Just a little update on COD Mobile for those of you who are interested. So if you did enjoy, leave a like. If you aren't subscribed, then hit that subscribe button. It only takes a second. And leave a comment below if you want zombies to come back and what improvements you want to see. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.